All right, class, here we go. Today, what you've all been waiting for, we are going to learn how to draw hands. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trace my hand. I find that tracing helps figure out the parts of the hand. When you trace, you want your fingers to be a little bit apart from each other, and you want to hold your pencil straight up and down, pressed against your hand. Go pretty slow. Take your time. And when you get to the bottom of your hand, I want you to sort of try to guess what the bottom of the hand is going to look like. It's going to have a little curve. Take your best guess. All right. There's a few parts that we're going to worry about. First are the joints, which are these wrinkly parts in the hand. And you have a joint down here, the knuckle, and it helps your finger bend forward. And you have one in the middle that helps your finger bend. And then you have one at the tip. And when they work together, they make your fingers curl and you can grab stuff. So where the wrinkly parts are on the fingers, that's where I'm going to go ahead and draw a little circle to represent the joint. And then right here. And then for the knuckle, I'm actually going to just kind of hover over and then move my hand and place the joint down. Same thing here. Next finger, joint, joint, and then hover over for the knuckle. The reason your fingers are wrinkly on the back is so that you can stretch and move your fingers. If you didn't have any wrinkles in your fingers would tear when you bent them. Last one, pinky finger. And we're not going to do the thumb right now. We're going to come back to that. So you'll notice that these joints are not straight across. Let's connect them first. These are the bones in between the joints. So we're kind of playing connect the dots. And there is a bone at the tip of the finger, so don't forget to draw that. There we go. So now you'll notice that these joints don't go straight across. They actually curve if I were to draw a line across the hand, connecting all of these joints side by side. And the reason they do that is because your fingers are not all the same size. So you get these rainbow lines. For the palm of the hand, I'm probably going to use something that's quadrilateral shaped, almost like a square. This side's going to be kind of short. The top part, I'm going to curve it a little bit. And I'm going to come down the long side over here. And then I'm going to curve it across the bottom. The next part that I'm going to do is this part of the thumb, which is this part here. It's kind of round and squishy, fleshy. And I'm going to use an oval shape. And it's going to go about halfway up and about halfway through the middle. And from there, I'm going to start to figure out the joints in the thumb. There's one here, there's the knuckle here, but there's one way down here at the bottom that allows your thumb to swing. That's how you can grab stuff. You have opposable thumbs as a human being. Joint. The knuckle's going to be somewhere here, right at the edge of my oval. And that last one, I'm going to take my best educated guess as to where it is. And I'm going to do some more sticks for bones. And there we have it, a hand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of work backwards. I'm going to start with this palm shape. This side's smaller than this one by about a quarter. And down here I'm going to start to redraw the hand really small. So I'm using what I already have, the shapes I've already drawn, in order to redraw the hand. And then I'm going to add on the oval shape, which comes up about halfway and over about halfway. Oh dear, you can't even see that, can you? I'll have to move that up in a moment. And it's going to come to that corner down here. I'm going to put on those joints. I'm going to start with the top of the hand. I find that the middle finger is the easiest one to start with because it gives me a chance to figure out how far apart the other joints should be. So now for the next joint on the middle finger, going up, and the last joint at the top. And from there I can figure out how long the other fingers should be. There you go. Now you can see it a little bit better. I apologize. One here, and one here for the pointer finger. And then for the ring finger, it'll be about the same length as the pointer finger, and then the pinky finger will be the shortest. And you can see that it comes off just a little bit, so I'm going to angle it out just a bit. Same for the thumb. Joint, joint, one more joint that's about at the top of this oval. And then I'm going to connect all of these joints and give them little bones. There we go. Now from here, I just need to give it the outline. So you'll notice that right here on the pointer finger and on the other side on the pinky finger, it doesn't bump out against the edge of the block. So it's going to slope down nice and smooth, straight line. So when I come around my outline of my little hand, I'm going to make sure that I don't bump out at the edge of that square shape. I need it to be smooth as it comes down the side. And then the webbing for in between each finger doesn't quite touch that block. The middle one, this is the middle of the hand right here. Middle finger. Webbing in between the middle and the pointer finger. And again, I'm going to slope it straight down and go right out into the thumb. Your thumb is special because it's lower than the other fingers. If you remember nothing else when you leave my art class, I want you to remember that the thumb is lower than the other fingers.